All right, I'm going to be going live here in a minute talking about wrapping up day 2 of Art of Goal Creation. So just going to let a couple more people tune in and then we'll get started. We did lots today, so I've got lots to go through with you as some takeaways. So we'll get started in just a minute. I apologise once again for the lighting. I think of Rachel and Michael from Girl Director watching this thinking, oh, Karen, get some better lighting. But like I said yesterday, I didn't pack my LED lights. I should have. So you've got me under the beautiful yellow hue here in the room. So I thought I'm going to do this wrap-up video with you, day 2, and then we're all going to duck out for a lovely early little dinner at Santa Monica Beach, and then I'm going to come back and do my evening study. If you don't already know, that study is something that I work at every single day. My study of this material, of our thinking into results coaching, of the new lead the field coaching, of whatever I'm working with Bob, it gives me the faith-based in understanding to be extremely confident, to have a very clearly organized mind. It leads to calmness in my life. It allows me to function at a very high level. And it all comes back to really studying this material on a day-to-day basis. So I always used to think that you go to university to study. It wasn't until I got into this that I realized actually study is a lifelong habit if you want to keep growing and you want to keep getting better results. So that's what my evening is going to be like. We've got a few people watching now. Hello, lovely Nicole is there, and Sarah is tuning in as well. Great to have you ladies. I'm sure there'll be a few more people joining us shortly. So I might get into it and start with a little bit of a wrap up of day 2 of Art of Goal Creation with Bob Proctor and Sandy Gallagher. We kicked off the day with an amazing session on gratitude. This is the session that Sandy Gallagher usually teaches, and that deep feeling of gratitude. And they shared the gratitude practice that you probably heard me talk about or teach before. 10 things that you're truly grateful for, that when you write it, you truly feel it in your heart. Sit quietly for 5 minutes, asking for guidance for the day, and then send love to 3 people that bother you. So that was a very, very powerful activity. We spent a lot of time working on it. We're doing it every day to see if we get to see the, as you practice gratitude, how much more you really fuse with that feeling. And the more you fuse with that feeling of gratitude, the greater vibration you're going to be in. And so you're going to put yourself in harmony with more and better. If you're in the vibration or thinking about what you don't want, or the bad that's happening, or the things that are negative in your life, that's all you can attract, because it's law of vibration. So gratitude, the whole process of mental adjustment and atonement, can be summed up in one word: gratitude. Wallace de Wattles talks about that in The Science of Getting Rich. So it was a beautiful way to start the day. And you want to go back and do that activity. If you're catching up on the live stream, make sure you do go back and do that activity. A couple of other things here. I highlighted this little statement around, I am creating these circumstances. That's what I wrote down in my book as a little note for myself, to remind myself that I am the one creating these circumstances that I am presently experiencing in my life. No one else is doing this to me. I am creating them. And so if there's any part of the circumstances that I'm creating in my life right now that I don't like, I'm the one that has the freedom to choose to change them. And you want to remember that as well, that you are creating the circumstances in your life right now. And you have the freedom of choice to make some different decisions and take some different actions and work in harmony with these laws to start to create the circumstances that you want in your life right now. I also love this when we were thinking about the sending love to 3 people that bother you and the exercise of doing that. And Bob had said at some point, you know, or maybe it was Sandy, everyone is doing their best based on the awareness that they currently have. And so you want to remember that, when you hate on another person, it's like you're drinking the poison and hoping the other person will die. It doesn't work. This is where gratitude comes in, and then sending love to the people that bother you. You release yourself from that negative energy. You release yourself. You forgive and you let go completely. And that practice of sending love to 3 people that bother you, no matter who it is, get in the habit of doing that. This little gratitude practice that PGI teach, that I teach, it's really, really powerful to do that. And you always want to remember, if anyone's done anything wrong by you, or I don't even know how to describe that, but, because some things aren't so great, but you just want to remember that everyone's doing the best that they can based on the awareness that they have. And some people lack a lot of awareness. And that's the way it is. And there might not be anything you can do about that. But you can stay in control of you. And that's what you want to do. You want to stay in control of you. I'm going to make a note here that I want to touch on. I was on a panel session at the end of the live stream today. Make sure you watch that in the live stream, the last session, because I spoke a lot. We all spoke a lot about decision, but there's a lot of really powerful takeaways to make sure you get the most out of this live stream, to make sure you get the most out of this program or anything that you're studying with me. There's some certain habits or rules you want to follow in terms of your decision making and your action. You make sure you review that panel session and really watch it, because there'll be a lot that you can get out of it. Something else that we touched on today, there was a lot also with the lunch with Bob, talking about money and manifesting money. And you have really got to be in harmony with an abundance of money if you want it in your life. You've also got to be very comfortable with it, and you've got to welcome it into your life. So you want to walk, talk, and act like you've already earned the money. You want to really get comfortable with the idea of having money. You want to carry money on you. You want to get involved with auto-suggestion. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities from multiple sources on a continuous basis. You want to look after it. You want to build the self-image of someone that has a lot, that's very comfortable with it, that's in a state of growing more of it. I always give my clients, and some of you will have done this exercise with me, of writing a story of you and money, you and your friend money, and all the things that you do together, and you hang out together, and you enjoy each other's time together. And it sounds like a silly activity, but it's not. It really works. That if you don't have a good relationship with money, if you're worried about it, if you don't treat it well, if you don't expect it in your life, it's not going to come to you. More of it's not going to come. So you've really got to work on changing that paradigm. What else do I want to touch on from today? Is there anything that you heard on the live stream that you would like me to touch on, or any questions that you have from today? Great to see heaps of you tuning in. Great to have you on the line. Bob touched a little bit on the law of rhythm, and I just want to bring this up because I think this is easy to do, and particularly if the circumstances around you are not great, it's very easy to fall into this trap. So understand that there is a law of rhythm. What goes up must come down. And so you can be on a high swing, and you can be on a bit of a lower swing. And he says here, be careful when you are on a low swing that you are not getting involved with the negative. When you're in that lower swing with the law of rhythm, it's going to be easier, and you're going to be more susceptible to negative thoughts of your own, or if the conditions or circumstances around you are not that favorable, you're going to be more susceptible to picking that up. So you want to pay real attention to that. This is where your environment really comes into play. You must surround yourself with people who are doing this, who are studying this, who are thinking like this, who are creating in this environment. Because if you're in an environment where too many people are in that low swing for too long, that's all you're going to end up creating. Environment, without a doubt, is more important than genetics. The people you surround yourself in, the environment that you're in, is more important than anything else. A couple more things here before I wrap up. I won't keep you too long on today's wrap-up call. You want to focus on who you will be, or the person that you're becoming, in accomplishing your C-type goals. So I had a little mentoring session earlier today, and we spoke about really focusing on the person that you want to become, or the person that you will have become as a result of accomplishing your goal. And a way in which you can think about that is try to imagine a situation that could only occur after you have manifested and accomplished your C-type goal. So go further beyond the goal and go into the person and an experience that you could only have after you've accomplished that goal. So that's a little bit of homework, a little bit of something for you to think about there. I also have an affirmation here that I'll share with you that Bob, if I can read my writing. If you haven't registered for the live stream yet, it's not too late to do it. It's been phenomenal, completely different format, the content presented in a completely different way. It'll change your perception, whether you're new to this material or you've been with me a while. You are going to be very, very glad that you participated in this live stream. Over the lunch, Bob gave a little affirmation to someone who wanted a way of attracting and feeling more in flow with greater money in her life. And so he gave her this affirmation. I'll do my best to read my writing. So he said here, you want to hand write this out morning and night, and then after you've written it out, stand in the mirror and say the affirmation with meaning, really fuse it. So if you don't quite have enough money in your life right now, or that's an area that you would like to really improve, then you could take and you could use this as well. It says you want to write out this: I am God's highest form of creation. I deserve and attract every good that I desire. The only question I ask when I set goals is, are they worthy of me? Because I am going to trade my life for them. Money flows to me like water flows down a hill. I am so happy and grateful that I have the I'm so happy and grateful that I have the understanding required Hang on, I'm just trying to decipher my writing here. I was scribbling it as he was talking. Okay, I think it says, I'm so happy and grateful that I have the understanding required to watch my prosperity and to increase my prosperity and wealth in every area of, or to watch, sorry, I'm going to start that again. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have the understanding required to watch my prosperity and wealth grow in every area of my life. This is happening every second of the day. So there you go. You might have to pause and rewatch that to write it out. But if that resonates with you and you feel like this is something that you really want to work on, you have to rewrite the old paradigm to create the new one. So that's just a little something for you, direct from Bob Proctor from today's lunch. So I hope you enjoy that. That's probably some of the main things. I mean, there's so much that I could have gone through from today, but I will say this: in the panel session that I just wrapped up, we really spoke about decision, and decision is everything. If you're not willing to make the decisions and take the action necessary to accomplish your goals, then you don't deserve the reward. It's as simple as that. You've got to have courage and you've got to be tough if you want to win, because only 3% of the population really win and create what they want. Most people are letting their circumstances or what's going on outside them influence their decision making and the actions that they take. And if you do that, you're going to continue to get more of the same. So it's very, very important that you continue to invest time and money in your mindset growth and you make the decisions that are necessary to take you where you want to go. Now, if you look outside of you for the answers, if you look for somebody else's permission or to back you or support you or get in agreement with you that your goal or your dream is a good thing, or, you know, to invest some more money in coaching with me, if you look outside of yourself for that answer, you may not get the guidance or the support that you're looking for. And in that case, are you then going to let that person dictate the course of your life because they don't want you to do it, because they don't want you to accomplish that goal, because they say it's not the right time? Are you really willing to let that person dictate the course of your life? You've got to be willing to make your own decisions. You've got to be willing to see the goal, to see the person you want to become, and you've got to be willing to invest that time and money in yourself to make the necessary decisions that are going to take you where you want to go. And it's not always going to be easy, and it'll probably run you up against the terror barrier, and you might be a little scared to do it, but I promise you, if you do it, everything in your life will change. Mikey shared on the stage that I didn't know this at all. It was too long ago, I can't remember, but I signed up for Bob Proctor's mailing list on the 29th of January 2015, and the next day I enrolled in the Matrix program. So 24 hours, you know, that is the habit of a winner. The ability to make quick decisions and back it with action. If you don't do that and you procrastinate, you're going to fail. You're going to lose every time. So if that's not a habit or a skill for you at this point in time, make it so. I always say either you get to be in control, or your paradigm is going to control you, or somebody else's paradigm. Someone else's habitual way of seeing the world is going to control and influence who you are and what you create. Or your own habitual way of operating is going to control you. You have to let the dream, the goal, the picture that you have for yourself, what it is that you want, control and influence your decisions. It's only going to be one way. Either you're going to be in control, or the paradigm is going to be in control. And your paradigm and someone else's paradigm are probably going to be in harmony, and you're going to hold each other back. So really think about that. You know, I've had to make decisions all the time that I often have very little support about, or that no one else knows about, but I'm constantly making decisions every day and taking action. And sometimes it's easy and sometimes it's scary, but I form the habit of making decisions quickly and changing them slowly, if and when I change them at all. And I always, if I'm at events like this, or I'm tuning in on a live stream just like you are, wherever I am, the moment that I become aware of the next step, I make the decision and I take the action, whatever that looks like. You know, I don't wait a week or 2 weeks to think about it, or a couple of days. There's very little time between when I make a decision to do something and when I execute. And you want to make certain that you're building that into your self-image and it becomes habit within you. And if you do that and you really follow that guidance, you follow what your heart truly desires and you lead from within, you are going to be on your right path every step of the way. So really think about that. Review the live stream from today if you can, if you have time to do that this afternoon in Australia or wherever you are. If you're not involved in the live stream yet, then make sure you get involved in the live stream. We'll comment the link on this thread. There's still time to register to access the live stream, and you'll also have access to that 14-day replay. I'm so enthused about working with you throughout 2019. We're going to have such fun together and do such great work together. If you're serious about getting better results in 2019, then I want to work with you. So on that note, have a great afternoon, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.